Which number? Okay, 5. So, you know the strategy I talk about. 5 a boat traveling initially at 10 meters per second. So what I'm going to do if I'm taking that test is this. This is the acceleration. This is the time. And how far is the d? So then I go, you'll have an equation sheet. It's a matter of, well, what do I got? What do I want? What fits? That's the strategy, these plugins. And what I have is VI. What I have is A. What I have is T. What I have is D. And now you get out your reference table, start at the top, and there's only one equation that has VI, A, D, and T. So take a look at those, get in, check out your sheet. Did you find anything? There's 1, 2, 3, definitely. So then on my test I go like this, D equals, if it was part 2. Now on the multiple choice, girls, you don't have to show all work on the multiple choice. So how far is D? VI is 10 meters per second for 10 seconds, you're told. So plus 1/2, the acceleration is 5 meters per second squared times t squared. Now that's just 10 squared because I think, yeah, t is 10. So this is 10 times 10 is 100, plus this is 100, so that's 500. Half of 500 is 2. So that would be, that's your strategy. What do you got? What do you want? Did anybody else do this one and maybe you couldn't do one of these? Maybe you can, how about you all try this one? Let me know if there's anything in this equation you couldn't get. And also let me know if there's any plug-in. If you have any trouble with the plots, there's some plot practice. Oh, the tip, sure. All right, so number 4. This is speed and time. So in the beginning it's 0, 0. Let's say it's 1, 3, 4. And at 0 time it's 0 velocity. Then it's, I guess it goes up to 2. So at 1 second it's 2. 2 seconds it's 4. And at 3 seconds it's 6. And so it goes like that. And then it goes like that. Plot. You know how to do that. But the next question is, what is the distance traveled from 0 to 3? 1, 2, 3, right here. See that triangle there? Whenever you have a v versus t, to find it, you might look at the plot and say, well, there's just v and t. How do I get d from v and t? Well, you have a vt plot. What you do is write this down. Delta d equals the area underneath, area under. And I have the area of the triangle. So that's just 1/2 the base times the height. 1/2 the base is 3 seconds, and the height is 6 meters per second. So 1/2 of 6 times 3 times 6, which is 18. So what you get is the delta D is 9 meters. And so whenever you'll be given 1 or 2 questions about what's the distance traveled, and you're given a V. So if it's a triangle, 1/2 base times height. Or if your question's a rectangle, what for the time they're interested. Okay, anything on this tip sheet? So I can look at it again. Yeah, it's bigger for the video. All right, so I love the question. We get underline car moving at 8 meters per second. VI accelerates. A, how far? Delta D is question mark. Will it be moving after 56 meters? So you know what this is? What do you got? What do you want? What fits? What do you got? What do you want? What fits? So I take my equation sheet, which we'll have tomorrow, and is it the first? Is it the second? Is it the third? I think it turns out to be the fourth. Fit? So only one of them will fit. We'll use the Regents method. Delta D, so I get some points right here. I get a point for that. 1/2 AT squared. Then I've got to substitute with units. 56 meters is 8.0 meters per second times the t that they gave me. Uh-oh, I think I picked the wrong equation. Yeah, it's not the fourth because we have no t. My bad. Sorry about that one. Vf squared equals Vi squared plus 2AD is the fit. That's the fit. So the final, the Vf is unknown, right? What are we looking for? Did we highlight? Oh, how fast will it be moving after? So now 2 V's and A and a D. Perfect fit. So I don't know how fast after. So the expression is VI is 8.0 meters per second. I'm going to run out of room squared plus 2 times 8 meters per second squared to get the units times, yeah, my delta D was not my question mark. How fast is the question mark? So that is, now it's a math problem. This is 64, 8 squared, plus, someone do 2 times 3 times 56 for me? I think I tend to be 136. Check that out. No, it doesn't turn out to be that. Someone do 2 times 3 times 56. It's like 300 and, is it 336? 336. So then it's 336. And this all adds up to, 336. So VF squared equals 400. Square root of 400. Yeah, it won't fit. Just see it. Look, a perfect example. I picked the wrong equation, and I knew I was wrong because I said, wait a second, I don't have T. So, see, if you pick the wrong equation, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. Did you follow what I did there? What do you got? VI, you have A, meters per second. How fast will it be moving? That's 6 meters is a displacement. Meters are always displacement. That's a good, really like definitions, equation problems. Oh, this like displacement. Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you. Don't answer square root of 400. You should have a calculator. 400 squared. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I never finished out the whole thing. Let's do that. So VF is 20 because that's what the square. Let's review. That's a great thing to review. Let's review that. Okay. So you have 2 plots that you'll be shown. Is it D versus T, or is it V versus? And you have to know that with a D versus T, let's look 2 plots that look alike. And of course, I hope you know that they're not identical. They're different. They have the same shape. If you ignore this, you'll say, this is the same motion. No, this is a straight line. So whenever you see a straight line, it's always constant. It's got the positive tilt, constant positive something. And this is also constant. Got the constant and the positive tilt. Well, what is the first one? What is the second one? The first one is constant positive, well, velocity. You know why? Because here's how you remember. It doesn't delta D over, isn't that just velocity? It's constant velocity, and this one is constant positive something, but this is delta V over delta T. So this is constant positive what? So see how you can do that? You don't have to really memorize, because you do know that, I think everybody at this point knows that delta V over delta T. And I think you also know delta D over delta D times velocity. So that's how you do it. Don't just, a lot of people just look at the slope. They got to look at the slope and the y-axis. They look identical, but they show very different motion. Now here's what I want you to remember, because I love to put this on a test. Look at this D versus T. It starts out flat and gets steeper, but in such a nice, smooth way. We could say this is both increasing slope, increasing velocity, but what kind of acceleration? Regents loves this. This is increasing positive velocity. It's got the positive tilt. What kind of acceleration? That nice? Because it increases so it's increasing positive velocity. Because remember, the slope is delta D over delta T equals V. The slope is flat and gets steeper. It's increasing positive velocity, but constant positive acceleration gets faster and faster in a nice, smooth way, like a good driver where the needle goes like this. So remember, that's what the Regents loves that. They want you to know. Ready? They really want you to know that this and this is the same motion. I love you to know that. I would put that on my study cards. That's super important. So that I would definitely put on my cards. Would you like me to X this out and go to 1, 2, 3 physics and see how we do here? So I'm going to log into 1, 2, 3 physics. Let's do it. Let me first get rid of this. You're welcome. So why don't you, maybe how about this? How about you log into 1, 2, 3 physics? And what topic, let's collectively, what topic do you think we should, really, what topic do you really need help? Are you girls good with the math stuff, or would you like to study the math, the plug-in problems? What do you say? Is it the fact stuff or the math stuff? What do you think we should focus on collectively as a group? Math stuff, or maybe plot stuff? Would you like plots? Plots would be like slope stuff. So you tell me what we should, let's all do it together. So we're going to think about that while I get to, so it's 123physics.com. Then we're going to go to Regents Review Question. Then Mr. let straight line motion. Plots, plugins. I don't think units is going to be very helpful. What do you? Someone call out what we should do. Whatever you say, we'll do. Plugins are the math stuff. Plots. How about plots? Okay. Which one? It says the greatest acceleration. What do you say? Greatest acceleration. What do you think, girls? Call it out. Which one's got the greatest acceleration? Of all these letters here? You did this on the homework, didn't you? Or even notes. What's the greatest acceleration? Isn't it D? Because it's got the steepest slope. Let me see what this is. This is trying to tell me something. Oh, this is the velocity of the object blank. What do you think, Mr. Because it's delta D. The slope is delta D of a delta T, and it has a constant positive slope. Good. Which one of these? Oh, that's good. Accelerating uniformly. Accelerating uniformly. Which one is the same? What a classic Regents. That's what I just told you, right? Let's see, what is the total, how do you do these total first 4 seconds? What's the method? Not the answer, but the method. You have V and T, but they want D. You know, you actually could. An easy way, you could say like VI equals 0, and yeah, that'll actually work totally. VF equals, after 4 seconds, 20 meters per second, and it's actually a harder way to do it, though. What's another way to do this? It's really very easy. You just need right, it's underneath. So here's what by the way, what you just did would take a long time, but watch how quick this is, watch. So just for the first 4 seconds, what do we do with that? 1/2 base times height. So 1/2, 4 seconds, times the height is 20, and so 20 meters per second. See how easy that is? If it was a rectangle, you'd do base times height. So that's just 40, isn't it? It's 40. 1/2 of 4 is 2. 2 times 2 is 2 times 10 is 40. So if you want...
Anyone waiting to play pickleball, please come to the general office now.
Alright, which one has a constant non-zero acceleration? Constant non-zero. You call it out. If anybody thinks they know. Oh, you know what? She's right. C is constant, but it's not constant acceleration. Her choice. That's really constant what? It's constant what? What you picked, by the way, see, that's constant velocity. And you know what constant velocity means? A equals 0. Kind of a big deal that Regis loves a question like. Here's another one like we saw before. We did this already, didn't we? Oh no, we didn't do it. My bad. Which one shows the same motion? You call it out. Just feel free to call it out. Can I give you a hint? They both show constant velocity. The choice both shows B as in boy. Don't they both look? Don't they both show constant velocity? Velocity. Constant positive velocity. Which one is the speed increasing the whole? You get this. D as in dog? No, that. What is D? That's constant because the slope is constant. That's constant. So what actually is the answer? B as in boy. See how the slope is the speed, and it starts out flat and gets bigger. That's actually a nice smooth increase. Okay, which one shows? This is so easy. Which one shows moving forward? Yeah, it's a straight line, constant. It's got the forward tilt. Don't say D to E. That's backwards. A constant. Now you'll have a question like this. Well, I'll give you a plot. You need a calculator for this one. What is the acceleration of the car? Well, maybe you could do the acceleration. I do the delta V divided by the x. Here it's 30 over 3, right? The change is 30. The change is 30. Which region is the car X? B, A to B. Yep. Faster and faster and faster and faster. Constant positive speed. 0 speed. Both falling freely. Both graphs of really there's just they both show a constant acceleration and what's the total displacement in the 8 seconds? Oh boy, I won't give you something so hard, but this is another area. Oh wait, this is not area underneath. Oh, this is super simple because this is not a VT. It's just read the graph. What is the displacement in no area needed on this one because it's not a V versus. Look, after 8, it says right here after 8 seconds you don't do the shapes. What's the average speed in the first 4 seconds? This is a homework question, wasn't it? Do you remember this one? I think it's a homework question. I bet you could do it in your head. What speed again? Delta D over delta T. So isn't it yes? Do you want to leave this topic, or you could? Should we continue, or is this like too easy for you? Should we? What do you think? Raise your hand if we continue. So we'll leave it. Getting feeling good about it? Now you got a choice of knowledge, straight. Let's do knowledge. How about knowledge? So let's plug in. What do you got? What do you want? What fits? So what's the average speed? So for the first 3 hours you travel 50, but the rest, the next hour you travel 10. What is the average speed? So maybe you want to pull this up so you can see. So it's a 4-hour trip. That was your delta T. You went 50, then you went 10. How do you do this? V is delta D over delta T. Am I right? Am I remembering this correctly? Yeah, so thank you. This is a homework question. Do you remember this from the homework? So you traveled 50 and 10, that's 60, and you did it in 4 seconds, right? 4 hours, excuse me. 50 and 10, 4 hours. Isn't it 60 divided by 4 to the 15? Okay, now we got some keywords and we got some numbers, right? Let's go about how we do this. A skier starts from rest. Pi equals 0. 15 meters long, that's D. 5 seconds, that's T. What is the magnitude of the acceleration? That's A. What do you got? What do you want? And what fits? So you have 5 equations to look at. Is it the first? Is it the second? Is it the third? Fourth? So you'll have the exact same reference to fit. There's only one perfect fit. Yeah. Not the fifth. You know what? It's not 2 V's. Fifth has 2 V's. D equals VIT plus 1/2. So VI is 0 times that plus 1/2 of your acceleration that you don't know. So plug in so it's 50. It's the D. 50 meters, that is. VIT is 0. The A is unknown. So that gets squared. 50 equals whatever half of 25. I guess that's 4. Is that a choice? Good. You know what? Don't worry about. Still worry about. Let's try. Oh, that's so interesting. 4. One car travels 40 meters east in 5 seconds. The other one is 64 meters west in 8 seconds. The cars definitely have the same what? 40 and 5, 64 and 8. They have the same what? Very good. Why would it be wrong to pick average velocity? It would be wrong to pick it because they have different what? Directions. Good job on speed. Well, good luck.